So when you sit down and then you're a member of this country, the state has given you that right and privilege by saying that I don't want to, something is going on that you don't care because it doesn't concern you much. Then I can say that you two are being apolitical because that too is your civic responsibility they are supposed to do. So the lady I was talking about that I promise on my own to be faithful and loyal to my mother. So are you being loyal? What the state is actually doing.
Yeah, okay.
Mine is a question.
Okay.
I'm getting confused here about the being a good citizen. But what about those who are happy? We know that they don't care about whatever goes on in this country, but genuinely they don't know. They don't know their duties as a citizen. They don't know their rights. What about those people? Do you consider them to be bad citizens?
Yeah, bad citizens.
Because maybe they are illiterate. You know, majority of the Ghanaians are illiterate. They don't know anything about it, so it's not their fault. So are you going to say they are also bad citizens?
Well, I think I would say they are bad.
So I don't qualify them to be good citizens.
Okay, actually, you have raised a very good point. But the fact is that we all see that the ignorance of the law is not an excuse. That's what we always say. But I think it has a lot of content in this very statement. The fact is that, for instance, when we, as we all know as Ghanaians, when we hear that the president has come and is sharing laptops and all these things, whether illiterate or illiterate, you get to get involved because you are a citizen. Same applies to the fact that when rules and regulations are being ushered, whether you know or not, you have to find out what is going on. So it is your responsibility, as you know your rights, you must also know your duties. You know that when you reach this very level, that's what you are supposed to do. The same applies to when you should do when the issue happens. So as you know your right to do, you also know the duties that comes with that rights. So that's why. So actually, the point that you raised, because of certain things that has raised the eyebrow, that's why we are not right. But actually, if you want to be a good citizen, whether you are a pathetic citizen or something like that, you still have to know your duties as a citizen. So that's what I say.
I like to make the counter argument. I'm gonna get a little philosophical, but stop me if I'm wrong. So we established that, you know, with everything that we said, that being a good citizen is being community conscious and being aware that, you know, everyone in society, you know, has equality and everything is going on. So are we really good citizens? Like, is a good citizen really a good citizen if he's unaware of, like, Priscilla?
Yes, Priscilla.
Yeah, like Priscilla mentioned, there are, you know, some illiterate people in society. So is that good citizen really a good citizen if he doesn't consider those people and he doesn't, you know, think it is his job to maybe teach them the ways? Because some people really don't have the means to get into the information. Like, you know, people like us that we describe as good citizens we have school, we have technology, we have the news, we have radio, we can listen to what's going on in the country. But there are other people who don't even have access to like good water or anything like that. So their own dream is not even what you're thinking.
I still think that shouldn't stop you from the fact that you are illiterate. It shouldn't stop you from knowing what is good from what is bad. If I don't understand English, at least it is a basic right for me to know that when I finish eating something, I don't just leave it in a gutter nearby, just litter around. The little bit that you can do to help can make you a good citizen. You don't have to be up there with the literate or the elite in the society, but the little bit that you can do to help can also make you a good citizen.
Okay, I have a problem. Even some literates, they drink water and they put it on the floor. So if you tell me that it's all okay.
Yeah.
So we have to align it over here. Having maybe a higher level of education doesn't qualify you to be a good citizen. So there are factors that actually holds if you want to be a good citizen.
I guess my question is, does it help? Right? Does it help? Does being educated help you become a better citizen?
Does it
help you become a better citizen?
Actually, education actually contributes to be to become. It really counts. It actually helps you.
So in other words, poor education doesn't help you. Actually, it stops you from being a good citizen, or it slows you from being a good citizen.
Yeah, it actually doesn't make you become exposed. It doesn't expose you very fast to whatever is going on, but it can take you steadily But the fact is that it doesn't still qualify that if you are illiterate, it will not. It becomes just a blockage or maybe a barrier that if you are an illiterate you cannot. Yes, that's what I'm saying.
For example, I watched a documentary about a cripple. I think forgetting the title, but it was the commentary was made by Oprah Winfrey. He was a crippled. He was able to go upstate. They gave him some legs and everything, and he was able to help the crippled in his society. He couldn't even speak English and he couldn't even write. But the fact that he realized that the disabled in the society are vulnerable and he has to help them. That action that he took can help him become a good citizen. So the fact that you are not educated should not stop you from becoming a good citizen. It could also help in various and many ways.
And thank you for that, Linda. Actually, that's a wonderful segue into the next section of this thing, which talks about communitarianism on page 14. And which really is, if you break it down to the most basic level, is just the citizen focusing on the community, right? The needs of the community and the needs of the people in the community. That's really what it is. And like you said, does it really take much for somebody to recognize that, okay, this person here who is disabled needs assistance? Or let's say this house we're building, or this building we're about to put up, we need to make it accessible for the disabled. Like that's something that's that people often overlook. They build a huge building, they forget that they need to come up with a way for